Because of this advocacy, starting on Thanksgiving Day and for 1 year thereafter, any adult survivor who is outside the statute of limitations can bring a case in civil court. That case can be against the person who hurt them or an institution that protected that individual. But this change, as important as it is, only matters if survivors know about it. And that's why we're launching the PSA campaign you just saw to reach survivors all across this state.
They have us. They can reach out to Safe Horizon. They can find us.
We're all here this morning to announce the opening of the Look Back window made possible by the Adult Survivors Act. Starting on Thanksgiving, next week, November 24th, 2022. Write it down. People who were abused in New York at the age of 18 or older will have access to our civil courts. No matter how long ago you were abused, you can now hold your abuser and the institution that protected them accountable.
Today, but representing her, we have her Chief of Staff, Erica Overton, to offer a few words.
People always ask when you pass a law, how many people do you think this is going to impact? We have no idea. We know the statistics of how many people are sexually assaulted, in the country every year, but we don't have any idea of what this is about to do. But I can tell you that our role was to give you, everyone who's watching us, the opportunity to make your own choice. And what we're going to see is people are going to come forward and say, I want to sue. But we're also going to see, and I am hoping, if you are watching us and you were sexually assaulted, was it yesterday or 20 years ago, and you need the help, call Safe Horizon. Call them, get the help, and get to a place over the next year that if you choose to look for that justice in court, you can do it. Because we don't want you to fall apart in trying to seek justice. We want to empower you.
We absolutely could not have done this without two incredible champions in the state legislature who fought tooth and nail in Albany.
Survivors, finally, will be able to look at a judge and a jury of their peers and have their story told and have their story believed. That is not inconsequential, because we know that it's the silent torture that has caused so much pain to survivors.
The law isn't on survivors' side, but we are changing it now. The Child Victims Act and the Adult Survivors Act gives us a chance, gives us a fighting chance to make sure that people understand that our statute of limitations are unfair. People in power oftentimes are there for a reason, right? The people there are to try to make the status quo stay the status quo. They're protected by the status quo. And so we need to make sure that we are representative in our body and that we are the ones who are able to make change, because it's the lenses that we see from. It's the stories that we tell. And let me tell you, when I stood up on that floor, there were so many of my colleagues who stood up with me, and we are not alone.
Amazing, amazing.